Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu tabletop role-playing game rules by Chaos. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. While we try very hard to stick to language for all ages, listeners should know that this podcast may include mature themes. All content, including names, places, events, companies, and etc., that may bear resemblance to entities living or dead, is strictly coincidental. My name is Michael Diamond, and for tonight's game, I will be your keeper. Thank you for joining us again, another episode of the Old Ways podcast. I am your keeper, Keeper Michael, and we return to Masks of Nyarlathotep with our investigators who are still in England somehow, some way. They have not been deported and or arrested or burned the entire country to the ground, but there's still time. Before they get to that, though, I would like them to introduce themselves, so we'll begin to my right.
That's Lonnie. I'm playing Lawrence Edward Oliver Forsyth, is sleeping it off, but at least this time a doctor prescribed it rather than self-prescribed.
Yeah, that is kind of helpful, right? You're not self-medicating, you're just medicating, so that makes it okay,
like
right?
It's legal.
Right. It's great. I'm sure that hole in your chest will heal at some point. To his right.
This is Morgan. I play Lillian Lane, and I'm making friends in high places and low places, baby.
Yeah, a little bit of both, maybe. At the end of the table.
This is Jake. I'm playing Jack Doyle, and you know what? I think I'm going to burn down London this episode.
Imagine that. Just couldn't have happened to a nicer town. To Jake's right.
This is James. I'll be playing Dr. Sigmund Tattenbach, who is thinking about slipping on his dancing shoes.
Boy. To the doctor's right.
This is Tiffany. I play Maeve O'Shea, and I'm piecing together symbols out of a new book.
You lead a dangerous life, Miss O'Shea. I like that about you. And then last but most certainly not least.
This is Alex. I'll be playing Simon Granger, and I have all the waterproof matches that Jack will need.
It's going to take you at least a week to get the blood from over your fingernails, probably, but we'll get to that later. We raised the curtain in this episode on the hotel. Evening has come and gone. It is a new day. And Jack, you are first awake.
Okay, well, I'll get up, get ready. Have we seen or heard anything from Forsyth?
I mean, if you check on his bed, it's still empty.
I think I'll go downstairs after I get ready and check and see if there's any messages.
You're downstairs checking your messages. The hotel concierge desk says that reception doesn't have any messages for you. You do notice that at the nearby lobby there is a newspaper close to one of the armchairs. It looks like one of the early rising businessmen must have read it and left it.
I might as well check it out, see if anything's going on with my the drama of the inheritance.
You go to check on the drama of the inheritance, and you notice a rather troubling story has appeared. And so it says, Museum Shootout in Central London. A 49-year-old woman died, and 4 other men were killed when unknown parties opened fire late last night at the Petrie Museum in Central London. The wife of famed archaeologist William Petrie, Hilda Petrie, was one of the 5 people slain in an attempted robbery at the museum near London University. Director of Egyptology Peter Penchurch was also found among the dead. The shooting happened at about or around 11 p.m., about 2 blocks west of the famed school. Reportedly, 2 men fled the scene south, Met Police said. Shortly before the 11 p.m. call, residents reported seeing 2 men enter the museum before gunfire woke several other residents. Metropolitan Police were alerted and convened on the scene. The Petrie Museum is closed until further notice, and authorities are asking any parties who may have more information to come forward immediately.
Oh, this is terrible. Absolutely awful. All right, I will rush upstairs with the paper, awaken everybody.
Okay. You begin knocking on doors. Sigmund, your knock comes to your door.
Yeah, and enter. Come in.
Look at this.
Sisters. Oh, it looks like Manchester United lost their match. What am I looking at?
This article right here about the Petrie Museum.
Oh, there's 2 men. Jack, do we know it's the 2 men?
Where do you think of Forsyth and Simone have been?
I should get dressed. Vex the others.
Yeah,
I will also begin packing my things.
Now you go across the conjoined area to where Lillian and Maeve's portion of the hotel suite is. Look on the door. Lillian, there's a pretty sharp rap on the door.
I call out, "Coming!" And I jump out of bed and grab my robe and put it on. And I crack open the door. "Jack? What's going on?"
There was a attempted robbery at the Petrie Museum last night. Several people are dead. 2 men fled the scene. Forsyth hasn't been...
Is not back yet, is he?
No.
All right, I'll wake Maeve up and get dressed. We should probably go look around the area. Maybe. Do we want to check the hospitals out too?
Well, I was going to go to Simone's rented room and find out if he's there or if they're there.
Okay. What would you like us to do?
I don't know. But you might want to at least think about getting your stuff together.
Yep. I will get us. I'll get packed up. I'll let Maeve know to pack up too.
Yeah, Maeve, this all this racket has definitely woken you up.
No, I roll over, hugging my book tighter.
I look at Jack and, if there's anything you need us to do, I'll talk with Doctor, and unless the doctor is going with you, I'll talk with the doctor and Maeve, and maybe we'll case the museum or check out the hospital.
Yeah,
you can't have gotten too far.
I shouldn't be gone more than an hour and a half. You might want to call and see if there's anybody at the hospitals.
With the description.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. So, yeah, I guess we'll await your return as well.
All right. So, I'm going to head quickly to Simone's flat.
That really doesn't take you more than, say, 15 or so minutes if you're really trying to make time.
Yeah.
The flat is just where you left it. The last time you were here, yesterday? Looks about the same. Getting in isn't difficult. You find your way up to his room. Simone, there is a knock on your door.
Yeah, we'll tend to it. Crack it open, peek out. We'll step aside and open the door.
Where's Forsyth? Is he with you?
He was left in the care of the hospital staff at the University Hospital. I shut the door. I'll gesture to the chair where your coat and hat are.
Oh, thanks. What kind of shape was he in?
He was impaled.
Impaled?
Briefly. Stabbed through the abdomen here. Exit here. I'll kind of gesture around Jack.
It doesn't look good, Jack.
Well, I sat the paper into his chest, and you two made the papers.
Shouldn't necessarily surprise us, but the circumstances were going to be exceptional, whether we were there or not. It's a curator, and was it the curator and his wife? Is that what I'm reading?
No, it looks like you're reading the curator and probably
the wife of this Petrie person.
Yeah. So Hilda was there. That's the woman. Mm-hmm. They don't print a picture of her per se, but I'm giving that picture to you as reference. But this other gentleman, maybe that was the man in the corner that you saw very briefly. He seems to be some sort of department director.
Director of Egyptology.
Yep.
paper. It's
these were the two I talked to, right?
the description of the we saw this woman get killed, and this man was already dead when we arrived. They were looking for a mask. I will offer Jack some tea.
That thing stronger?
I'm afraid not. So
This isn't good.
when we arrived on the scene, we did what we could to help those people, but ultimately we had to fight for our lives. The Brotherhood, as they called themselves, the two men that they are describing as leaving south, those were two that fled the scene. The last two of these Brotherhood sect that was raiding the museum. These two have been dealt with. I would be surprised if anyone was aware of whether or not we were there.
I guess we better hope so.
Well, it is probably best if Forsyth spends some time off his feet anyway, considering the wound he received. He is quite capable. I'll probably raise my eyebrows a bit. He's an impressive shot.
What hospital is he in?
It was a university hospital, right?
Yeah, it's the University College Hospital. It's about 6 or so blocks up from the Petrie Museum.
Did you get any information out of these guys where you took care of them?
Yeah. Yes, they said that they were scouring the museum looking for the mask, which is currently at the hospital with Forsyth.
So you guys have the mask?
Yes, the mask that we were there for, I'm guessing. I don't know which other, because you said that it was Gavigan who wanted possession of this mask that we were taking as a bargaining chip.
Right.
With stand to reason, it's the same one. Coincidentally inconvenient, at least. But we had to be sure that those two wouldn't able to tell anyone what they saw.
Well, that's something. Damn it, this whole thing's a mess now.
Well, I was asked to participate in a bit of a side project that I might take on. It would keep me busy while we let this play out.
A side project?
It will require some more time at the docks.
Do you have a phone?
There is one that we can make use of. Is everything okay?
Well, I just wanted to phone everyone at the hotel.
Oh, please.
Speaking of the people at the hotel.
I'll take Jack out to the hallway.
Okay, let me grab the spotlight from the two of you and head back over to the hotel with it. So, folks at the hotel, what preparations are you making, Lillian? Sigmund?
I go over and I gently shake Maeve awake. What time is it, by the way?
Oh, it's probably about 7 or so.
Okay.
She hisses like a cat. I'm kidding.
Oh. Throws the book at me.
Probably.
I duck.
No, the book is too precious.
Maeve.
What?
I'm sorry to wake you so early. We may have a situation in our hands. Jack came and woke me up. It looks like there was a shooting at the Petrie Museum last night.
Mm-hmm.
William Petrie's wife was killed. Their director of Egyptology was killed. And I think altogether 4 or 5 people were killed. But it talks about 2 men fleeing the scene. We haven't seen or heard from Simone or, Forsyth yet. So we're a little worried that one or both of them might have gotten caught up in the excitement there.
Did you try and call for Simone?
Jack went to go check Simone's place by the docks. He said he'd be back within an hour and a half. However, he did say that it might be a good idea for us to start packing just in case we need to make a quick getaway.
Okay.
And then I was going to call the hospitals to see if they have somebody with, Simone and or Forsyth's description if I don't hear from Jack.
Yeah, I would wait to hear from Jack first.
Yep. I go over to my trunk and start packing stuff away in it.
Okay. Yeah, you pack the clothes, the green dress that you were going to wear, but opted not to.
Mm-hmm.
Sigmund, what is the doctor doing today after Jack leaves?
He packs all of his clothing, packs everything but his medical bag. Once he has everything packed away, he's packing the shoebox away underneath his clothes in his travel kit, trunk, whatever. So it's pretty well hidden. Once that's all put away, he goes back to probably finishing up any research he can on the black sludge and waiting to hear further from the unraveling predicament.
Okay. You all are packing up as best you can. Lawrence, you wake up and roll over and wish you hadn't. Your stomach hurts something fierce. A clear burning line. It's perpendicular to your spine, unfortunately.
It stings a little. Put some lidocaine on it. It'll be fine.
You do feel a bit better today. Maybe it was the fluids that you got. Maybe it was the painkillers. Either way, you know you're strong enough to stand up if you have to, which it seems you do because you're so stiff. There's no way you can you can keep laying on your side like this.
Yeah, I think I need to get dressed. I cast around. Are my clothes around?
Yep, they sure are. One of the nurses steps through the door soon after you begin moving, and she tries to settle you back down a little. No, don't move too quickly now. We don't want to upset the doctor's work.
No, not at all, nurse. I've got to... Somebody should know where I'm at.
Oh, is there someone we could call for you? Perhaps a family relative?
Can I get a phone? I'll call them.
Oh.
I think they'd rather hear it from me than from someone else.
Well, there's one at the station here. If let me see if I can get it.
I'll just get dressed. It's okay. I can walk.
You sit up fully and then suddenly wish you hadn't.
Yeah.
You have to work through that.
Yeah.
But you do. And you eventually get into the pants. Your shirt is ruined.
Yeah. I assume they gave me some kind of hospital gown.
They did.
I'll just wear the hospital top with my pants and
okay.
Shuffle out into the hall, holding the wall.
Yes, you already look like a hospital attendee. Perfect.
Yeah.
You struggle your way to the desk. Oh, sir, are you all right? Do you want to sit down?
Sure. I need to make a phone call. Can I get an outside line?
Yes, let me see what I can do for you. They pull the phone over and hand it to you.
I call the hotel. When they answer, I'll ask for Lillian Lane's room.
Right away, sir. The phone rings in your room, Miss Lane.
I go over and pick it up. Hello, this is Lillian Lane.
Miss Lane. Yes. Sorry, I'm not there. I'm at the hospital right now.
Mr. Forsyth, what happened? Are you okay?
I've had better days.
Okay, we read an We read an article this morning that may be about you and a certain museum.
Well, if I could have someone come around to help me, I'm
Absolutely.
not really up to making the trip home.
Yeah, we will. One or more of us will be there. What hospital are you at?
I'm not sure. It's fairly close.
Can you ask one of the people? Is there a nurse or anybody near you?
Yeah, actually, I look at the nurse and I say, "What hospital is this?"
She gives you a very soft smile and says, "This is the London College Hospital."
The London College Hospital. Yes.
Okay, we will be there straight away. What room are you in, or floor, or I don't know how big it is.
I don't know. Just you know my name, Oliver Forsyth, and
Yes.
yes.
We will. I will ask for Oliver when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need any clothes or anything?
Probably a change of clothes would be good.
Okay. We will. We'll bring some clothes with us too.
Okay. I hang up the phone. Thank you. My employer didn't know where I was.
Oh, of course, sir.
This is going to be awkward.
Would you like something to eat? Are you hungry or thirsty?
No. Just I need to sit down.
Of course.
And I sit down.
And yeah, they see to you as best they can. Lillian, you hang up the phone, and you turn around and the phone rings again.
I'm popular today. I pick up the phone. Hello?
Lillian, I found Simone.
I found Lawrence.
He's at the University Hospital?
Yes, he's at the London College Hospital. Yeah, he just called me.
Oh, well, at least he's alive. Simone left him there and said he had been impaled.
What? He just left him at the hospital? But why? Okay. I'm sure there's more to that story.
Yeah, he had to tie up some loose ends.
I don't even know if I want to know what that means. But so you're with Simone? Maybe the doctor and I and Maeve can go get Lawrence?
Yeah, why don't I meet you there?
Okay.
He has something that we need to make sure we get a hold of.
Well, he asked me to bring a change of clothes with me, so hopefully he still has whatever it is that you want him to have.
Yeah, well, guess we'll find out.
Okay.
Okay.
What time do you want to meet?
Well,
now?
As soon as we can, yeah.
Okay, how about in the next hour? We'll meet you over there.
All right.
Okay, bye.
So we'll just say, for ease of time,
I'm not going.
that's okay. I wasn't talking to you anyway.
Good.
We'll say those of you who are going to meet Lawrence at the hospital, which I assume is the doctor, as he's a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the great part about the doctor being there is that Lawrence immediately becomes his patient.
Yep.
Give me all the details. He's immediately my patient. Anyway, so the doctor and Miss Lane will meet up with Jack. And Simone, are you going to head over to the hospital, or are you staying away from there?
So I am going to give Jack a few things. Well, they're already in his coat, actually. The pamphlets and the matchbooks from the Blue Pyramid Club. Those belong to the men that we were dealing with.
Okay.
I'll be in the area.
Right. Now, you're sure he has the mask, right?
Oui, it's in his tool bag. Let Miss O'Shea know that I'll find what she needs.
All right.
Okay. You head over to the hospital. So we will leave you all there for the moment as you're getting to the hospital. Miss O'Shea, you wait until the hotel room dims down a little bit. For whatever reason, your compatriots have progressively gotten louder since you've gotten to England. You don't know why. But now that they're gone, you take a moment to just do a quick check of the situation on your back.
Yes.
And it is progressing. So you can see the outlines that the doctor made of the circles on your back. You remember him drawing them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that while it is very slow, they are beginning to break the edge of some of those circles. And if you didn't know it any better, you would say that there are new spots, tiny ones, but new spots are coming in.
And none of them have broken the skin yet?
They have not, nope.
Is it still painful?
It's not as painful as it was, but your back is still a little stiff.
Okay. And after I check out that situation, I'm gonna start, since I can't read French, I'm gonna start trying to piece together with pictures. New book. I
Okay.
know it's gonna be real hard.
It will be. You're also going to have to get breakfast at some point. Your
I
body
was
is
gonna
not
order that up.
Okay. So staff come up probably in half an hour or so. A couple of gentlemen come in. They set up breakfast for you. They have a wonderful omelet. And they see to your every need for 2 to 3 minutes. They make sure that you have fresh linens. They make sure that everything in the room and then this adjoining area that you have are as it should be. And then they ask if you'll require service later on for the beds or other items.
We'll let you know. I can't speak for anybody else.
Very well. Thank you.
Thank you. Then I will, open book, eat food, multitask.
There's a chaise lounge which helps your back a little bit.
For sure. Maybe put a pillow or two under my feet.
Got to get yourself elevated. That must be what it is. And the chaise lounge is perfect because it's right next to a window, which gives you good light. And as the light comes in from outside, it even gives you a little warmth, which you can appreciate.
Yes. I'll open all the windows. Well, curtains.
Curtains, yes. Don't open the windows. That would be different. Actually, some of these probably don't open, so.
Yeah.
Those of you at the hospital arrive to find it's not too difficult to find Lawrence. Doctor, I assume that when you walk in, you simply ask for the man who came in with a wound last night.
I absolutely do.
They ask some very basic questions like, are you a member of family?
I am his personal physician.
Okay. So you tell them that you're his personal physician. You there just, gesticulate with the doctor's bag, and they nod, and they see the three of you back. So Lawrence is sitting up in his hospital room in a chair rather than being in the bed, because the bed is impossible at this point. You can't go back to it. Not after the bed at the hotel. That's this thing is a plate of concrete next to the bed at the hotel. There are three very familiar faces walk in. One of them wielding a doctor bag.
Doctor.
Lawrence.
I've had better days.
Brief once over of the wound there, of the bindings and such.
You can make a medicine roll if you'd like.
I would. 36 under 82, that is a hard success.
Well, he's already been healed for the wound, systematically speaking, so he can't gain any benefit from it. What you can tell is that the hospital staff, likely a doctor who cleaned and sewed it, did a admirable job and seemed to be professional. And what Lawrence needs is time to heal.
Well, Lawrence, I would say it looks like you have broken out in a severe case of abdominal discomfort. But I think you'll be fine. We should get you back to the hotel. You should rest.
You don't say.
You really need to stop getting holes put in your body.
It wasn't my idea.
I come forward. I brought you some clothes for you to change into, to maybe get out of those. I'm assuming he's wearing a hospital gown.
He is.
Do you need some assistance with getting changed?
Miss Lane, I think I can change my clothes. Thank you, though.
Well, I mean, from the doctor to help you, not necessarily me. That would be inappropriate.
Yes. I can get it. I can get it.
Either way, I will set them over here. Did you need a cup of tea or anything?
No, it might all run out.
Okay.
Lawrence, where's your bag?
I believe our friend has it.
No, he said you have it.
Pretty sure I gave it to him.
No, you gave me your gun. You have your bag. We left the bag with you on purpose.
Oh, you left the bag with me? I didn't even know you left the bag with me.
The mask.
I was that out of it there. I look around the room. I don't think I had the bag. I didn't.
Oh, yeah. There's a bag over there.
I'll go.
Oh, boy.
Pick it up.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Look inside.
There's all sorts of things in here. But one of the things you see there is a fairly detailed mask. You've seen this mask before.
Okay. About to have a heart attack there for a minute. All right. It's in here. Why don't you get dressed and we'll head back to the hotel.
Maybe we should take a car back to the hotel so he doesn't have to walk.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I will head downstairs and try to flag one down.
Okay. Yeah. You do one better, Miss Lane. There is a person as you exit. There is a man standing by the door that asks if you need a car.
Absolutely.
Right away. He steps out onto the street and begins hailing a cab. The walk down the stairs and out the hospital, Lawrence, is something on a Herculean level of pain for you to get through. You don't know how much rearrangement of your insides the doctor did there, but it hurts both front and back.
Yeah. Do I need to make a constitution check or?
No, there's no roll for it. I just get to torture you with details. That's part
I
for
have
me.
to stop every once in a while and just gather myself.
So, Jack, in your experience, just kind of seeing him move, he's probably going to need a little time before he's ready to be up and around again. And, Doctor, you know that Mr. Forsyth is a hardy fellow, to be sure. But if that doesn't heal soon, he might be laid up for several days. Not that it's something he's not done before.
But if we need to move quickly, he's going to want to get as much rest as he can right now.
That seems to be the case.
All right. Well, I slip him a Mickey in his drink and knock him out. No, I'm kidding. Go on.
You guys get back to the hotel with the car. You guys get up to the room. It is a bit of a labored action, but staff are willing to help if necessary.
Having an elevator helps. It only jerks twice. Once when you start it and once when you finish.
That's right. Well, yeah, we won't go there. You find yourself eventually back in the common area between the two suites. And you all notice it's way brighter in here than it normally is. There's a bunch of windows. The curtains have been opened on them. And Maeve is sitting on a chaise lounge in front of these windows in the sun, reading.
Hello.
Seems like more sun than you're used to having in your rooms, Maeve.
Why? It's nice. It's warm.
I'm just saying, usually you seem kind of cloistered.
Well, you have to have light to read. Never mind the fact that I'm not even looking up from my book.
Well, that's.
Did you find anything good?
Well, I don't read French, so there's that.
Well, how are the pictures?
I haven't figured that far out yet.
Okay. Did you want any help with anything? Like translating or bouncing ideas? Or do you want to just be left alone in the sun with your book?
We'll see how far I get.
Okay. I turn back to go tend to Mr. Forsyth, help him to his room to lay down.
Sure.
I stay with Maeve for a moment. Perhaps you would have Miss Lane teach you to speak French. It is a worthwhile thing to learn.
How far off is it, do you think, from Latin?
Actually, not that far.
Well, then it might be easy for me.
Give it a shot. She seems like she would be quite the tutor. Well, I'm off to pack.
Yeah, and Maeve, your one of your pulp talents is linguist, so
Yeah, I could probably pick it up pretty
you
easily.
could probably pick up French pretty. If you have somebody who's willing to teach you, you could probably pick it up pretty fast.
Hey, Doctor, you probably don't need to pack so much.
But they have very nice towels here.
No, what I'm saying is that we probably don't have to leave as quickly as we feared.
Oh,
It seems like
I see.
it's unlikely we'll be tracked back to the hotel.
Oh, wunderbar. Well, I should not be quite as prepared to leave then.
I'm going to go over to Maeve and speak lowly and say, Simone is getting the thing you asked for.
Then I finally look up for my book. That's great news. I will thank him when I see him.
I'm not going to ask what it is. I'll just go on.
So, with the balance of the day then, the investigators who are at the hotel, where are you spending your time doing? Besides Miss O'Shea, who's sunning herself reading.
I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I will check in on Mr. Forsyth regularly to make sure he's okay. You know, drinking broth, sure he's not bleeding through his bandages. And then I did bring some extra papers back from the Penny Foundation other than just the shipping manifest.
Yes.
So I'd like to spend my time reviewing those papers and whether they're not pertinent to, or if Jack and them would be interested in them as well.
And if I can't get very far in this new book, I'm going to go back to Swift's. No, I'm going to go study, see if I have anything on the other thing I told you that I wanted to do.
Right. I got you. Okay. Yeah. So, Miss Lane, a lot of the documentation that you pulled seems to be just like the middle of letters to people, right? So you must have grabbed a few things that were, just not, you don't have the whole complete idea of them. But if you would like, you can make me a library use roll with the papers that you have.
Okay. I will spend some luck to get, I'll spend 2 luck to, or 3 luck to get underneath.
Sure. Make it a success. Okay.
Yep.
So you get some paperwork that discusses shipping plans. There's a couple of these various shipments, evidently, that were supposed to be shipped out of London. You see that there's receipts for goods and services. There's a couple of deliveries that were made to Henson Manufacturing, not just the one you have, but more. And it looks like also there's a letter from someone in Limehouse, this rope maker's field. It looks like it has to do with the way the docks work. It's a receipt for things being loaded onto a ship. There's this ship called the Ivory Wind that's listed. And then you see amongst that pile of receipts that you have, there's a business card that's wedged into one of the boxes or one of the corners of the paperwork there. And it says Empire Spices, 76 Wardour Street, Soho. It looks like the destination for the boxes that Gavin was having shipped by the paperwork here confirms them to be Shanghai.
That name just keeps coming up. I'm tearing stuff on my thing. Just to confirm that what the various paperwork that I have. Is there anything in the letters, like anything like that jumps out at me?
No, I honestly, the toughest part about this for you, what takes you so long, an hour or so to sift through all this stuff, is a lot of it is just it's paperwork. It's boring paperwork.
Okay.
And you're searching through things, and what you're finding is a lot of redundant information, right? So you're seeing a lot of crates that have been shipped up to this Henderson Manufacturing in Derby. You're seeing some of the receipts that go to crates that are being shipped to the Limehouse docks to be loaded on a ship named the Ivory Wind. And then over and above that, you're finding little bits of receipts for bills of lading. So,
Okay. Is there any detail on some of the shipping receipts of exactly what's being shipped?
actually, that is the thing that gets you the most. All it lists is the size of the crates and the
Okay.
relative cargo weight. There is no discussion of what is in them content-wise.
Is there anything that jumps out at me, like size and weight-wise?
There's an awful lot of small crates. There is one that's relatively tall. So one of the tall crates is what looks like about 10 feet tall that gets shipped, or that is getting shipped.
So it hasn't shipped yet?
It does not appear to have, no.
Okay. Does it say when it's going to be shipped?
It looks like it's supposed to leave in the next few days.
Okay. I gather that paperwork up and I wrote down in my journal everything that all the bullet points of things that we might be interested in. And then I fold the documentation up and put it back into my trunk. I think I'm going to sit for the evening and kind of just go through and break down the evidence based on that.
Okay, that sounds good. Jack, what's the...
Well, I want to go through the stuff that Simone left in my pockets first.
So some propaganda leaflets that seem to point to some action in Soho. In fact, there's even a advertisement for the Blue Pyramid for discerning Egyptian clientele. There's the same sort of matchbooks that you saw at the Blue Pyramid Club present. So it seems to somewhat confirm that these men were either at the club or part of the club. You also know that the club is in some way, shape, or form involved with the rest of this puzzle. You got information from the waitress, who said that she's seen Edward Gavigan at the club once a month, and that they gather a bunch of the club guests and they go driving north somewhere. Although she's not sure where.
Well, we have a pretty good idea where that might be, we think. I have a lot of threads to pull on here.
Which one do you want to pull on first?
I kind of want to stake out the Penhew Foundation and see if the events from last night have kicked a hornet's nest over there.
Okay. Not hard to stake the place out. I mean, there are a multitude of buildings where you could sit on or near. The issue with them is that you know from knowing the area that you could really only stand around there so long before someone's going to wonder what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's a business district.
I think you should get a spot hidden for my bird's nest.
Well, I wasn't.
If you go down there.
If
sure.
I go down there, yeah. But I don't know if I'm going to or not. If, like I said, it's not a great place to be just hanging out. I really want to go check out this spice merchant, but I don't know exactly where it's at.
Are you collaborating at all with Lillian?
Well, I probably should, because she's the only one who's really going to be around.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that the doctor is going to be with Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
Most of the evening.
Miss Lane, what were you planning on doing today?
What time is it?
No, maybe 9 or 10.
I was going over some papers I got from the Penhew Foundation on my little trip over there. And was just kind of reviewing it and documenting the highlights. Why? What are your plans for today?
First, this is what Simone had stuffed in my pockets from my jacket he borrowed. Thought maybe we toss it and put it in with the rest of our stuff. Secondly, I'm kind of looking into maybe tracking down some of these leads we have surrounding the Blue Pyramid Club and the Brotherhood.
Sure. Is there anything particular?
I can't stake out the Penhue Foundation. I was going to see if maybe they were going to be more lively after the events of last night, because I just can't hang around there very long. There's probably nobody at the Blue Pyramid Club at this time of morning. I was going to go to the spy shop, but I don't know where it's at. I have to go searching for it.
I kind of look up at him then. I was writing in my journal. Spice shop. Hang on a second. I go digging, turn a couple pages in my journal, and then go digging into my trunk and bring up the business card. So, is it the Empire Spices?
Well, that's could quite likely be it, especially if it's you got it at the Penhue Foundation.
Yeah, I have the address right here. I hand him the business card. It's in Soho. So maybe we
that
could
makes sense.
take a train and go take a gander at this place.
Yeah, would you like to stake it out with me?
Sure, that sounds exciting, and I don't really have a whole lot of other stuff going on, and I'm already dressed. So, shall we?
Let's tell the others before we go.
Okay, that sounds good. I grab a scarf to wrap around my face, to kind of, not around my face. We're not going ninja to like wrap around my head to kind of, that would be pretty awesome, to kind of hide my features a little more.
Mm-hmm. You need a big floppy hat.
I need a big floppy hat too, right? And some glasses.
Oh, I should bring my camera. I'm bringing my camera.
Okay, you bring your camera. You guys get prepared, and you're telling Maeve and or the doctor where you're going?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move the camera. So, Simone?
Yes.
You have the day after waking and dealing with Jack and handing him back the clothes that you took from him.
Mm-hmm.
How are you spending the balance of your day?
I was going to situate myself near the docks, specifically in the warehouse area where the Ivywind is parked.
Okay.
So I've spotted most of from what I can tell, and I'm assuming that the guy that was asleep in the galley was probably the captain, or the one who was drunk anyway. So I'm going to spend the greater part of the day looking for that person. And there was Torvak.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not difficult to find.
I want to spend some time studying him. So I want to get. I don't necessarily know what he looks like. Is he like a large man? Is he older, younger? Does he have a peg leg?
Does he have a peg leg? So I will give you a rough description of him, and you can go from there and decide what you think of him. He's a relatively tall man. You figure he's upper Northern European descent.
Mm-hmm.
Graying beard and hair. He's got a pretty well-weathered skin, but he has got bright blue eyes. You could see that even from your dalliance on the ship the other night. Seems a little moody. Just watching him throughout the day, he's almost like he doesn't want to be where he's at.
As far as his mode of dress, is he like sparingly dressed, or is he kind of overdressed?
No, I'd say he's probably right in the middle.
So would he be wearing like shirt and coat, or shirt and coat and overcoat, or like how many layers is this person packing?
Probably shirt and coat, not overcoat, though.
Okay. And does he favor a hat?
No.
So he has hair then?
Oh, yeah.
You said it's graying hair? Does he have a lot of hair?
He has a fair amount, yeah.
Okay. Basically, I'm trying to determine whether or not, if I needed to pass for this guy at a distance, one, how much makeup would it take? You said he's Northern European?
Mm-hmm. He's white.
Okay. So I have talcum powder and my makeup kit. It's close as I'm going to get. But at a distance, if I had to put something together to pass for him at a distance, do I think that I could pull it off?
It'd be tough because he appears to have a good 4 to 5 inches in height on you. It's not impossible, but you'd really have to have the right... Like, he has a fairly epic beard. I mean, it's pretty thick. He has a sea captain's beard. He might as well be one of the fishermen on the box.
Since the beard is very much like a prominent feature, that is what I'm going to spend the majority of my afternoon looking to replicate. So I will spend some time kind of scouting him out, go back to my home, where I will be using my makeup kit and whatever I have at my disposal to assemble a wig, essentially like a head cover that would have hair, beard.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to give me a disguise roll?
I will. And while I'm making that, I will be brewing a sedative. That is an extreme success. 7 out of 45.
Yeah. You begin the diligent process of replicating a Northern European beard. And you do it mostly with wool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my sheets are gone.
But after a few hours, this beard is something you think people probably even could pull on it and it would still hold its form. Which is good because it might have to.
Yeah. I'll try it on. Get a good look at myself in the mirror.
Definitely gonna need talcum powder.
Oh yeah.
And you're gonna have to make some bushy eyebrows too.
Okay. Well, the important part is handled as far as that the first part of the outfit is concerned. I'm not really sure how chemistry works, but my plan was basically I want to make a sedative, like a fast working sedative that would put someone down for a couple of hours.
Okay, so what are you making it out of though?
Well, that I don't know. So Simone would know how to make a sedative. I don't. But I'm guessing that making one from relatively mundane materials. I mean, I might have to buy some stuff. Agents, catalysts, innocuous things, opium.
We're trying to knock him out, huh?
That's my intent, is to disable the captain, yes, and assume his identity long enough to get what I need. Spoiler.
Gotcha. Spoiler alert.
If you hadn't figured it out yet.
If you could get a hold of some chloroform, you think you could do it?
Oh, okay. All right. Where do I get chloroform?
Sure. Actually, you could probably get chloroform a few different places given the time period.
I mean, is it something you can buy off a shelf?
So in 1834, a French chemist, Jean-Baptiste Dumas, determined chloroform's empirical formula and named it. So, yeah, in industrial production, chloroform is produced by heating a mixture of chlorine and in either chloromethane or methane.
I'm pretty sure I could get that stuff. I could get bleach, and
I think you could get, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get some household. I'll get some cleaning items.
Yeah, just try not to knock yourself out.
Yeah, I'll open the windows. Cover my face.
You're gonna go cook.
Yes.
Okay. Make me a chemistry roll.
That is not enough to succeed.
Be that as it may.
Be that as it may.
It seems that even your first time with these chemicals may not go well. While you're working on them, there is a knock at your door.
That's troublesome. I'll go to the door. You
hear your landlady's soft voice speak up. Is everything all right?
Everything is fine. I'm just doing some spring cleaning.
I recognize that smell.
Just a moment, please. I will kind of take the scarf that I have on, fan at the door quick, and then I will I'll probably, it's kind of hard to not be super obvious that I'm keeping the door mostly shut while I slide into the hallway.
Right.
I apologize. I am not trying to be at all rude. How can I help?
She takes a measure of you for a moment, and she reaches out and just very lightly taps at you a bit. It says, perfectly fine. We all have our methods. She pushes past you.
I let it happen.
She goes to your cooking, your set of materia.
Mademoiselle, I do not think it is a... perhaps you may not want to get too close if... I'll just let it happen.
She takes up the bottle of chlorine.
Uh-oh. I'm grimacing, I guess.
Nearly enough. She tips it more and more. There we are. She stirs. Now, bring this to a boil. Count to 100. She hands you the ladle.
Like dumbfounded, I take it. Like
Right,
open mouth, like gaping.
Out.
I will kind of chef's kiss the ladle at her, but I don't actually do it because there's chemicals on the end of it.
Right. I mean, quite frankly, the hand of fate couldn't allow you to fail that roll.
Thank you, whoever you were. Yeah, awesome.
You spend the day cooking. Okay, so Jack and Lillian, you're going to head down to Empire Spices?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Empire Spices is in Soho, and it's a relatively easy building to find. It's at 76 Wardour Street in Soho. There are all sorts of common everyday things happening outside. There are cafes nearby. Jack, you've been in and around this area. You just didn't see it the last time you were here. There was a cafe just 3 or 4 blocks that you and Lawrence went to a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
The shop's open. It looks like it stays open normal business hours. They're not listed per se, but the front door is open, and you can smell all sorts of pleasant scents coming from the inside.
So before we go in, what exactly are we going to be looking for or questioning them on?
Well, first, I think we just go in and kind of look around. If they ask us about anything, just say that you were sightseeing and wanted to stop in.
Sounds good.
You head in. It's a spice shop, so I think if you've ever been in one, you know that it's very easy to get overwhelmed in an olfactory sense, because there's just so many different smells in here, but it smells like, well, spices. Peppers, paprikas, cumins. There's just a light hint of garlic in the air as well. It's very aromatic. There's a small, statured man who seems to be sweeping up something in the corner. And at the far end of the entry area, there is a slender woman with long, dark hair who is attending to some pots. I'll be with you in just one moment.
Oh, not a problem at all. Just, take your time. I look over at Jack and I casually loop my arm through his. We're just taking in all the sights.
Soho is wonderful this time of the morning. She walks towards you. Jack, this woman is out of central casting. She's drop dead gorgeous. Dark skin. Her eyes are an emerald color. You've never seen anything like it.
Ooh.
So, what, just seeing the shops in the area?
Yeah. My husband and I here, we were just, taking in the sights of London. Obviously, you can tell we are Americans. And I had heard through some acquaintances that you had some of the loveliest spices in town, especially for cooking exotic meals.
We do our best to house many of the spices that some of the more important families around the London area use to bring zest and something special into their lives. Unfortunately, as you may have guessed, traditional English cooking can be a bit drab.
As we are well aware, we do enjoy a good meal, don't we, honey? And I look over at Jack.
Of course, yes. Something with a little bit of flavor.
Well, I do have something that you might be able to use in your own kitchens. She whirls around and heads down one of the there aren't so much like standard grocery shopping hallways here. Basically, as you guys enter, there are 3 very, very long tables that make up a horseshoe of sorts, and then there are tables on the outer walls that kind of accompanying them. So you have a bit of a almost farmer's market style walkway to go through. I have some wonderful grains of paradise, perhaps some fennel. She continues down the aisle.
So what would you use the Queens of Paradise in?
Oh, grains of paradise.
Grains of Paradise, I apologize.
So, these are native to West Africa. They're sweet and spicy, but maybe with a hint of lavender or maybe juniper. People mistake them for cardamom, but truly this is a more nuanced spice. So it's in the ginger family.
From West Africa. So, if you don't mind my asking, how do you get your spices?
Oh, magic. Of course, she laughs. We work with traders all over the world to bring spices to those who need them here in London.
That's great. One of my favorite cities to visit was actually Shanghai. Do you ever collect spices from Shanghai?
Well, we get spices from the Far East several times a year.
Really? Is there anything you can recommend?
Well, that would depend on the dish you were trying to make. What are you attempting to bring forth?
Well, my husband really enjoys a good meat and potato kind of meal.
Interesting. Well, I suppose if I was going to perhaps spice a deal up like that, a meal like that might perhaps use some Sichuan pepper. She goes over and walks to a jar. You see a green and beige collection of seeds and peppercorns in her hand. This is from the southwestern province there. You have to be careful, though, because if you eat too much of it, you might get a bit of a numbness on your tongue. It's quite the spice.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Not the numbness, of course, but, the spice overall.
Sure.
Does she have an accent or anything? Like, is there anything noticeable?
Yeah, she definitely has an Arabic accent. I, of course, don't do it justice, but she does have a bit of an Arabic accent.
Is there anything out of place in this store that, that catches our eye or catches my eye?
No. It honestly, this looks like a spice shop. That's what it looks like. There is a door that goes deeper into the building, so both of you would notice that. There is a back room of sorts, it looks like, although the door is shut and hasn't opened.
It's a shame we can't get back there.
You underestimate our power. No. I noticed you aren't from London. The accent gives you away, of course.
No.
Where do you hail from, if you don't mind?
I spent most of my early childhood in Egypt.
Egypt? What a coincidence. We were just at the Penhew Foundation looking at their displays there.
Well, that's very interesting. I do have some business to attend to, though, so if you need any help or you're ready to make any selections, feel free to let me know.
Of course.
Did you say there's another gentleman in the store? Or there's a gentleman?
Yeah, it's not. He looks like a relatively young kid
Okay.
who is doing some sweeping.
I stopped the woman before. She goes, I'd really like to take some of that grains of paradise and this Szechuan pepper.
Of course.
I mean, would you mind ringing us up before you attend to your business?
Not at all.
Oh, great.
She moves back and forth, getting one herb and then the next. And then she places them in simple paper bags for you.
Have you ever been to the Pengu Foundation in London or the Petrie Museum? They have wonderful exhibits. I overheard you telling them that you grew up in Egypt, and we're somewhat kind of history buffs ourselves. Just we find the culture and the history behind in Egypt just fascinating. Have you checked those out? They were just wonderful to see.
Yes, there's an awful lot of my culture on display here.
Yes, I'm sure it's rather upsetting to see something that belongs in Egypt to the people.
Yes. It is rather upsetting when outsiders come in and take what is yours and then leave with it and create these, what did you call them? Wonderful displays?
Artifacts. Yes.
Yes.
I don't mean to offend, of course.
Can
I get a read on her psychology? I mean, obviously, she's not hiding her feelings,
sure.
but
yes, you may make a psychology roll. It's an extreme difficulty.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna even roll for that because I only get a 10. Or it's just not even like a Jack.
You never know what might happen.
That's true. Let's. Oh no, 62 out of 10. I think she's just being cheeky with me.
If there's anything else, she hands you the bag of spices.
I hand her money.
Thank you. Well, have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. I look forward to using these spices.
Yes, you must tell me how they do.
Absolutely. If it works out, we will definitely be back for more.
Truly hope so.
I drag Jack out of the store.
Okay.
And after we walk out, I lean over and I don't think she liked us much.
Yeah. Weird. We're delightful.
We are delightful.
Is there a cafe around here where I could see the front door?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I want to take up a spot there.
Okay. Gonna get some coffee, perhaps, and stake out the place.
Yeah.
Okay. We can leave you two there for the moment. Okay, so you guys are gonna stake out the spice shop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Simone is making chloroform. Doctor, I want to give you one final little coda here at the end.
Yeah.
You're carefully watching Lawrence, but you're also inspecting that vial, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why don't you make me a chemistry roll?
That would be fantastic.
Well,
I rolled a 5.
that's
5.
phenomenal.
Yep. I got a 5 under 75.
Tick that box, right?
Heck yeah.
You come to the conclusion after working on this vial for some time that it is not blood. Even though it has a lot of the same properties as far as visual appearance goes, it is not blood at all. In fact, it's something else. This substance is too syrupy to be blood. You think you might be onto a revelation because in the battery of tests that you put just a small bit of this through, it doesn't adhere to any laws of science that you know.
Awesome. All right. Well, then I will not accidentally spill some into Lawrence's wound. Science. No, I won't.
You accidentally
I
spill
will.
some science into Lawrence's wound.
Yep, science everywhere. I do as much research as I can on it with my rudimentary equipment while periodically checking on Lawrence to make sure he's okay. I write down all of my findings in my new journal, the Doctor's New Tome, and yeah, maybe have a drink at the end because this is baffling me.
It's a wonderful place to leave you all. All right. So with that, we'll close down this episode. And when we start back up, we're on a couple of stakeouts and we'll see who's on the mend. So until then, stay safe. And as an addendum, I would like to thank a couple of new patrons that we got this past week. So I want to give a welcome to a couple of patrons, specifically Callum Hall. And we had another patron join us. His name is John. I want to thank them as well. And then our newest patron, Jeff, as well. So thank you to you three. We can't really do it without you. And it means a bunch to us. So thank you from Cast and Keeper.